Hello, everybody. Welcome to our masterclass number 3, and I hope you guys are all doing well. The moment, this is really amazing to have you guys back again. So we are going to start our masterclass. I hope you guys are all hearing me well. For those who are joining us for the first time, welcome. And for those who are joining us again, it's great to meet you guys again. As always, feel free to raise your hand in case you have any questions. And if some of you guys also can feel free to drop the questions on the chat and I'll be able to take it at the end of the class. You can hit in the next slide. Okay, awesome. So in today's topic, we are going to be discussing leveraging social media to drive business growth. If you're not on social media, basically you are missing out. Can you guys hear me properly? Thumbs up if you guys can hear me well so I can continue. Amazing, amazing. So yeah, when it comes to today's topic, it's all about businesses leveraging social media to drive performance, to drive business growth, whether it's like turning your followers into a client, whether it's capturing momentum online so that way you can have a big break on your sales to sell products and things like that. Yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention that when it comes to this social media is becoming a very powerful tool for a lot of business owners, whether it's a small business or a large enterprise, they're all leveraging the means of social media to help their business growth. So this masterclass will show you how to use platforms like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn strategically to grow locally as well as internationally. And in today's digital world, visibility equals opportunity. So if your brand it's not visible online, you're missing out on clients. So for example, a makeup artist with an Instagram page is likely, if you're a makeup artist, you don't have a Instagram page, you're most likely losing client because you're not posting your work and you're not able to kind of promote your stuff, whether it's organically or through paid social. In the next slide. So the next slide, for those who are just basically joining in new, as I mentioned in our last class, is that I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm a founder and a CEO of the Avise Digital. I'm a former product trainer from Google. I'm also associate director at IPG. Basically, I have over 10 years doing digital marketing, branding, and paid social. Manage over 700 marketing accounts across United States, Canada, and Europe. Also, as in Middle East, a speaker, facilitator at the colleges and university, also a keynote speaker. So a lot of this information that I'm sharing with you guys, these are actually things that I have personally done and implemented in clients' accounts, whether it's large enterprise or small businesses here in North America. So at any time, at any given moment within the slide, because this is going to be a heavy strategic kind of concept of what I'm teaching you. So feel free to drop your questions in the comment or raise your hand so that I can clarify and answer anything. And I'm also going to be providing a lot of more examples as we're going. So in the next slides, the learning outcome for today's lesson is that we were going to be discussing how to basically turn your followers into loyal customers. And we're also going to cover how to learn like a specific strategic, whether it's like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Also, we're going to talk about building engagement techniques that drive sales and awareness. Lastly, we're going to cover use of analytic measurements and scaling your business, because at the end of the day, the effort that you're putting on social media, you always want to measure it, and you always want to have a KPI benchmark or just a KPI to measure the success of your campaign. If you do not have any KPI sets, then you don't know whether the effort of you actually leveraging social media is actually benefiting to your business or what. That's why the analytic component of it becomes really, really important. So by the end of the class, I want you to walk away with knowing like which platform suits your brand needs and how to build audience to increase your sales or building a business relationship in the different platform that you're using. Next slide. Basically, what is social media? So from your own personal experience or knowledge, what is social media to you? If anybody can answer from the audience. Somebody want to drop it in the comment, or I can pick, I see quite number of participants here. There is Makur, Malong, Shinke, Dora. Anybody want to answer? What is social media for you? Why is social media basically important for your business from your own perspective?
Let me try. Let me try.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My name remains still Malone DJ Isaac. Uh, I'm representing Uganda, special from Bidi Refugee Settlement. According to my understanding, social media refers to online platforms that can allow users to create, share, and interact with the contents, especially maybe including like social media accounts like Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, X, formerly known as X, Instagram, and among others. That is according to.
Yeah. That's really, really, really great. Thank you for sharing that. That's basically, you're basically hitting the T right there. So why social media matters for businesses, like you mentioned, is it's like driving business awareness, sales, customer relationship, and also like insights in real time. For example, there could be like a small cafe in Uganda that's posting daily on their Instagram. So in the weekends the traffic might increase because by like 40%. That's because a lot of people more likely are not at work, they're at home, so the engagement of that social media is going to skyrocketing. So also knowing when to post and how to post is also going to come in important, and leveraging the type of like medium that you can use to help your business grow is also super important. So if you go to the next slide, um in the next slide we basically, as you mentioned, Malong, social media helps businesses grow, boosting brand awareness and things like that. It also allows like brands to connect directly with their target audience, like, and humanizing their business. That's what a lot of like companies utilize like social media for. And companies can use platform like you mentioned, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, to attract like new customers, to showcase like their expertise and also build trust. With analytic, businesses can also track what works and what they need to refine in terms of like strategic real-time data. And what's like, for example, one thing that I can attest like by from the client that I work with is that when we use social media, we can actually literally like measure the age group of the audience and the interest of the audience. Like it could be maybe people from 25 to 35 who love certain products and activities. Once we understand who our target audience, it's easy for us to start creating content that resonates with them, and kind of like help us provide their solution to their pinpoint. And that's why social media kind of becomes a very heavy tools that a lot of companies actually utilize. In the next slide, um, I'm basically going to talk about how to turn your followers into loyal customers. So how do we do that? So for some of you guys who already like tested out, how do you turn your loyal followers into customers from your own experience before I shared my insights? Jero, you want to give it a shot? Or anybody? Oh, yeah, I guess I'm reading the comments. So social media leverage. Wani said social media is leverage to reach a wider network of clients. That's good. And Joseph said it's a way of advertising. Pretty good. Very good, guys. Yeah. So with regards to in the next slide, just kind of let me go more in depth into like how you can turn your followers into customers. The thing is, if you can go to the next slide, please. So with regards to that effort of like why social media matters in 2025 and how can we turn our followers into customer. So there are over 5 billion global social media users actively in Africa. And Africa is actually one of the largest, faster growing region. And that's why we have actually dedicated this particular masterclass to focus on businesses in Africa, especially like the East Africa region. And because of the growth that currently is happening, there's more opportunity for you as a business owner, as a career professional, as of somebody who's probably like recently graduating and trying to like tap into the industry. Like, how can you leverage social media to help you in your next career plan? And then if you already have a business, it's like, how can you utilize some of these like growing audiences online to deepen like your understanding how you can target them, right? And then 70% of consumers discover new brand through social media because all majority of people right now, they all have a smartphone, and these smartphones all have social media apps, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Snapchat and things like that. And because of that, majority of brands getting discovered in the social media platform, and social media platform becomes like one of the key ingredients for marketing as a brand awareness. And then your brand digital footprint is also going to be so crucial, especially for a new business owner who are just basically trying to start their company. Sometimes most people would have social media accounts before they even have a website, because some website might be expensive to even produce, or it might also be take forever to kind of like build that organic SEO optimization. As I mentioned in my last class, it takes up to 6 months to see actual result of your SEO, which is through the Google network. But if you have social media, it helps you do visibility a bit faster, especially if you also do the paid social side of it. So that is basically why it's important. For example, a Nigerian shoe company used Instagram and WhatsApp to sell to international clients, and no website is needed. All you need is just like your Facebook page. You connect that Facebook page with your WhatsApp number for business, and then you run an ad through the WhatsApp app, the WhatsApp ads, and then customers who are basically, whether they're in Canada, United States, or even in UK, who will see products that are based in Nigeria, like amazing, let's say Ankara or amazing Glay, kind of like, wedding gowns and things like that, they're more likely to see that product and actually buy from you and connect you directly through your WhatsApp. And that's what a lot of like African based designers and business owners in Nigeria, they're utilizing that without even having a website, right? And right now, if you have an Instagram or if you have a WhatsApp, I want you to make sure that you actually download the WhatsApp for business, especially if you have a business, because that's easier for you to connect it with your Facebook in order for you to actually start running that type of ad copy to leverage your business growth, to turning your followers into client. Any questions so far, guys? Are we good? Thumbs up. Awesome. So in the next slide, let's basically do a deep understanding on the audience. Like how do we even understand when can we post for our audience, or where can we understand where to meet them at which stage? So in the last class, we talked about the different stages. We talked about the awareness stage, the consideration stage, conversion stage, and loyalty stage. When we're talking about the awareness, which is the first time they're actually seeing you for the first time, This is when clients actually discover you and then they end up following you. And how you would do that, if you have a website, you essentially would write blogs. You would also use social media posts, like you would go to your Facebook page, whether it's your Facebook page, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, or Snapchat. You would basically be creating a post about your product. You will showcase some of the images of your product. If you don't have a specific product that can be shared, maybe you are a digital marketer, then you can make posts on the services that you have, why you're better than other digital agencies within your regions or within your area, and things like that. If you're a school, what makes you so unique and different from other schools in the area? If you are a journalist, what you can post about your contents and the latest news and things like that, and the article that you're basically trying to promote. You would use Facebook and social media. That's why you see pages like Hot in Juba it's like very popular because of like the consistency in posting in the social media, like when it comes to like the news outlet of things, giving like engagement content where like clients can actually know like, oh, if they want to keep up with what's happening in Juba, they're more likely to go there and actually see it. The same thing with was it called Big Eye or the block in Uganda. They would do the same thing. They will post all of the article that they post on their website. They also do share it on those social media because they know a lot of people might not necessarily go to their website, but they are always available on their social media platform. And that's why they would share the article there as well. You know? And things that another things that you can also do, you can do like infographic, you could do podcasts, you could do videos. And depending on if let's say if you have a product that speaks about a skincare, maybe you want to do a video on how to, like, what does that product look like and how would that benefit the people that are looking at watching your videos. If you're a music artist, maybe this is a time for also to have like a video reels on TikTok, so that way you can showcase and promote your new songs, your new albums, and things like that. And that what comes a part of that posting and the driving awareness. And then in the consideration stage, you would do ebooks, you would do case studies, you would do interactive like demo, like maybe like a how to, or even like white paper pages and landing page, and you can even do webinars like how we are right now on this master class. These are part of the considerations because we are providing you with benefits on what social media is alike, right? And then for the conversion stage, this is now you're turning the people that saw you for the first time on their brand, on their awareness stage. Now they're going to start considering you. They're going to come to your social media very often. Then the conversion stage, this is now when you can actually do like a live demo, product sheets. You can start doing like A/B compressions. You can even show tutorials. You can have pitch deck. Now the people that are following, they're going to be like, you know what? Malong have a nice business, have a nice product. I actually want to buy it. So now you're bringing them in the 30 stage where they're actually going to consider and actually become a client. That's how you turn your followers into client, by following all these stages and these steps. And then lastly, the last stage is basically is how you can retain them, keeping them loyal by showing tutorials, awards, or even like reviews and referrals. That's how you would maintain that loyalty. And social media also kind of become like the new modern way of like where people actually giving you like a like word of mouth, and the word of mouth of the new social media is review. So that's how you can also leverage that. A great examples of one of my clients that I work with was like a fitness yoga studio. We post free tips of like how workouts and things like that happen. And then we also do like client results, like before and after results of some of the people that joined the gym, what the result look like. And then also sometimes we do like a 30 days challenge for people who want to have a fitness journey, and what that program going to look like, and the signups and the promotional sales activations. As a result of that, we really did help the client kind of grow their ROI, and they increased the number of like signups. So that yoga studio went from generating $60,000 a year to $135,000 a year because of social media, because of the paid ad that we have actually done. They doubled their ROI. And that's basically kind of showcase like the power of social media and how you can leverage from it. Any questions so far? Along says, how do you run ads from WhatsApp if you don't have a sufficient amount of money? So the minimum amount of Facebook that you can actually utilize per day, I think it's like $3 right now. It used to be $2. Some point it was $1, but now like the minimum is $3. So maybe if you, let's say, have $100 to spend on ads, then you can be like, okay, do I want to run this for 2 weeks, or do I want to run it only for 3 days or whatnot? Social media is like, it's very lenient to like different budgets, so you're not stuck to one particular like amount. Whatever amount that you have, you can determine like the duration of that ad. And I highly recommend you to at least try it for 7 days, so that way you can gain a momentum for that. Can you repeat the considerations and awareness stage? Sounds good. Okay. So the consideration stage, this is the stage where somebody already kind of saw you, and they are kind of trying to consider coming to your page very often, because the first time in the awareness stage, that's when they're discovering you for the first time. They never heard about you before, they've never seen your post, but the awareness stage is basically that very first page. And that's where, like, if they were scrolling through their WhatsApp, or they're scrolling through their Instagram or social or Facebook, they end up just seeing your page for the first time. That is what we call it, the awareness stage. And normally you would do just normal posts, infographic, small videos, and things like that. And then in the consideration stage, these are usually people who already kind of like know about you, saw your page before, but because of the content you're posting is kind of resonating to them, and they are your target audience, they're more likely to end up following you, or end up to actually comment on your page, or end up resharing your stuff with their friends and family. That's what the consideration stage is, because they're considering you. Cool. And we can go to the next slide. Yeah, so in the next slide, I'm going to be discussing about the power of connections and trust. So trust is the greatest currency online. You want people to also trust you, and a part of that trust also comes from the consideration stage. If they see you for the first time and they started considering you, that means they start to have a little faith and trust in your brand. And based on the message that you're posting, based on how authentic your content is, and how you're responsive and interacting with the customers. You don't want people commenting on your post or commenting about your product and then you just leave them hanging. It's always encouraged for you to reply to them, to also keep them engaged. And a part of it also comes with consistency. You don't want to post once a week and disappear, and then come back like 2 months later and then post again. People are going to be like, okay, is this page just like a ghost page, or what is this page is actually about? So it is highly encouraged that at least at the very minimum, you can have one post per week in your Facebook page, which for the business, so that clients are more likely to come every week and find something fresh about your products, about your company, and things like that. And consistency is what kind of builds familiarity. If they're constantly seeing your posts, constantly seeing information about your business, then they start to become very familiar with you. So they will go from awareness to the consideration, or even possibly to them actually, like, purchasing from you. And then the two-way engagement is what builds trust. Is if they're commenting on your thing or they're sharing your content, you also want to give them reward. One thing that Facebook actually currently doing, if new people actually start liking your page, Facebook automatically have an AI that would generate a list. Be like, hey, these are the top 10 people this week that have joined you by liking your page. Give them a shout out. So you will create a shout out to be like, hey, welcome to our Facebook page, da 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 da. And then if also there's a lot of people who are constantly like engaging, commenting, sharing your posts, Facebook also give you a notification to share an appreciation post about the top performer, what's it called, the top engager, top fans, and things like that. So you always want to make sure you post those to kind of show people that you're actually listening to them, you're hearing them, and you see them. All right. Another great examples for the power of connections and trust is the company called Duff, which is basically a rare beauty campaign that they have did. They built a massive loyalty by showing real women, not models. What they did is they went out and got like real women's, like with different shades, different sizes, different shapes, and they use them in their campaign, and they call it a rare beauty. And a lot of people were able to resonate with that campaign because a lot of women can see themselves in these campaigns and in these advertising. It was not like the common airbrush model, skinny thing, slim, and all that stuff. It became just like an ordinary woman who are using that product. And that's how it built that genuine trust. And a lot of people started using the Duff soap. Next slide. So in the next slide, it's platform strategy that converts. So how do you know which social media platform to use, right? Think of Instagram like a lifestyle and visual, right? You can use reels, you can use stories, carousel to show value and lifestyle. It's usually like that hot girl Instagram kind of like, style. You want to show a lifestyle of your products. And then for TikTok, think of it as like for trends and entertainment. A lot of time people go to TikTok is because they want to be entertained. They want to see what's the next trend, what's virals, and what things like that. If you want to create a viral content for your brand, utilize TikTok as you mean of like of social media strategy. You can share like behind the scenes. You can share like small videos in there. And then for LinkedIn, if your company or your service is focusing more like business to business as opposed to like business to customer, I would suggest you utilize LinkedIn and not TikTok, because LinkedIn is for professional networking, is for B2B trust. So people are more likely to resonate with you on that channel front. You can also build authority, sharing insights, and create professional trust. And one example for a bakery. So I had a client who owns a bakery. We use TikTok for decorating cakes. So when the pastries, she goes and decorate cakes, we do a lot of behind the scenes of that product. And then when she's creating like wedding cakes, birthday cakes, and things like that, we take a lot of those videos and post them on TikTok. And then for the pictures, when we actually want to like showcase just the image static part component of it, we utilize that on Instagram instead of TikTok. And then for the LinkedIn, how we position her LinkedIn is we tend to target like corporate companies who are looking to have a caterer, who are look for their annual events and things like that. So our messaging for each platform are kind of different and very strategic. That's how you do it. Any questions here so far, guys? If you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat or raise your hand, and I can take questions as well. Sounds good. And the next slide, the role of social media in modern business. So social media is for both your marketing channel as well as customer service desk. Imagine people walking into your company at the office, and then the first person they see is your receptionist. And they're going to ask your receptionist all the questions they need to get to know more about your business so they can become your client. Think of social media like that service desk where client comes in and get all the right information they need about you before they're making a decision whether they want to buy from you or they want to do business with you, right? So your followers are your potential customers. So loyalty is built through trust, as I said earlier. So consistent engagement, storytelling, authentically making your brand be memorable. The goal is to make them feel like connected, not like sold to. You don't want just constantly post like buy for me all the time. Sometimes your post, you need to change it a little bit. Sometimes you're offering information, sometimes you're offering guidance, motivations, and things like that, as opposed to like every single post you're like, oh, buy my shoes, or buy my product. That's not how you build authentic connections with these followers. In summary, each stage of the platform helps your business differently. So the takeaway notes is that focus on using social media platform to engage and consistently deliver value, and also build a strong brand emotion connections with your client. In the next slide, we're going to talk about understanding social media platform, right? So like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and things like that. So how can we break this down, right? If you go to the next slide, in the next slide, these are basically all the possible platform you can actually use. The next slide, please. Next slide, the other one. Perfect. So the social media platform here, for example, we have Facebook. The primary use of Facebook, you could do it for like communities and ads, like you're building a community for your brand. And then it's best used for local audience. Like if you want to target locally, you would utilize like people within your area, maybe people in Kampala, people in Juba, or people in Nairobi. You target them locally and you understand who they are, their age group, what they're interested in, and things like that. When it comes to Instagram, you would use it for storytelling by having visuals. So it's more like I said earlier, it's like lifestyle services. And then for TikTok, it's usually like a short form engagement. And usually you use that for your awareness stage and you to go viral. These are what you would use it for. And then LinkedIn, professional growth, B2B, personal branding. If you remember our first masterclass where I talked about personal branding, that's where you would utilize the LinkedIn heavy to build that personal brand. And then for YouTube, you normally use that for like long form educational. Like for example, this masterclass, a lot of them are getting published on YouTube because that's where the long form educational component comes in. Tutorials, storytellings, that's where we house a lot of our content there. And then for Twitter, which is now formerly known as X, is real-time updates. It's for news, leaderships. If you are a person who works in the journalism, like in the media, telling news and things like that, you'll most likely be on X to get updates on that notes. And then WhatsApp is basically direct communications, connecting with your customer and retention and things like that. That's what you would use these things for. So understanding which of these platform actually benefits you, then you create an account for it. If you notice like maybe you don't need a LinkedIn, because you don't do anything B2B, then there's no need for you to have a LinkedIn account, right? If you are focusing more on like showing products and selling products, maybe you don't need a Twitter, you need to focus more on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Facebook. So select the medium that works for you so that you can have a best performance, and then focus your energy and content strategy for a medium that actually works best for you. Next slide is basically, now we're going to talk about learning platform specific and how that's going to look like, right? So in the next slide,
Emmanuel, would you mind putting your mic off?
thank you. So Instagram, let's talk about Instagrams, right? So on Instagram, visual speaks louder than words, like they said, a picture tells 1,000 stories or something like that. So focus on high quality content like reels and meaningful captions. Your bio is your first impression. Imagine you're walking into the elevator, you're meeting somebody, and then they're like, oh, what do you do? So you have to have that 30-second elevator pitch, and you tell them about the stuff that you do. If you don't have that opportunity with the person to have to meet them at the elevator, so your other first impression is going to be your Instagram, and it's going to be your Instagram bio. Today, if there's anything that you're going to take out of this lesson today, is I want you guys to all go into your LinkedIn and see your bio. What does your bio see? If I am a client and I saw your LinkedIn bio, your Instagram bio, would I actually want to do business with you? Would I actually want to buy a product from you? So the very first thing you need to do is go ahead and optimize your bio and make it clear to your niche, and also a call to action, and also have links that drive people to your websites or to your other social media to do the action that you want to do. So make sure that you guys today go there and audit your Instagram bio and update it to make it relevant. Okay. And Collaborations also expands beyond reach. So optimizing your bio is essential, and then using reels, stories, and highlight. And example of like having a strong bio is like a lot of the skincare brand. Like for example, when you look at Fenty Beauty and things like that, they always show you like before and after the reels, and they always have like a link to their product page. So that way, when you see the videos of like the before or after, you're like, oh my God, yes, that's actually something I want. And then directly they're gonna connect you to their shopping page. That's an example of optimizing your LinkedIn to your shopping account. And then sometimes you would have people who sells phones, right? If you have a phone company and you sell phones, you can have images of the latest phone, like iPhone 17s and things like that. You'll have a pictures of it, how it looks like, and then you would link that to your website where people can actually buy it, or you can actually put in the descriptions that where your address is located and what your WhatsApp contact is, so people can come and actually buy from you. That's what's the strong call to action look like, and the information that you want to provide when it comes to Instagram strategy. Next slide, please. So in the next slide, we are gonna now discuss about the strategy for TikTok. So how does TikToks, as I said earlier, it helps to drive creativity and speed, right? So you would use TikTok for storytelling to show your brand personality, because each brand has a personality, right? When you look at Nike personality is like empowering and sports and things like that. When you look at Toyota, it's all about automotive, it's all about durability, it's all about reliance and things like that. So every brand have a personality. What does your brand personality look like? That's one question you should be asking yourself today. If somebody comes into your TikTok page, what kind of vibe do you want them to see? What kind of vibe do you want them to feel? Right? And that's what concept of your branding is gonna come into place to help you personalize it, and then be quick to adapt with trends. So sometimes things might change around, so you need to always understand what some of the trends are happening and some of the new features that TikTok is offering, and always utilizing and make sure that it's resonating with the target audience you're going after. And then algorithm also reward consistency. In a lot of these social media platforms, the more consistent you are, the more likely the algorithm will help you push your brand more further, more visibility. I know in Facebook, they will have like a weekly goals for you to do. They might tell you like post 5 posts a day, do 2 stories, do 3 Instagram posts. And if you do that constantly every single week, the third week, Facebook will actually generally increase your reach to a lot of people without you actually having to pay for it. So I know somebody earlier asked me like, hey, what if they don't have budget to do an ads? So be consistent in your posts. Facebook would do that heavy lift for you without you actually paying for it. That's another thing you could do. And same thing with TikTok. They will also always rewards consistency in that aspect of it. One thing I always wanted to give you guys as a strategy, when you're posting on TikTok, always do 3-second hook. In that first 3 seconds, what do you want people to do? Because you want to post a content that people actually stops and look and be like, wow, this is actually a really great post. I want to actually get to know more about who the user is. They're going to go into your profile and actually check you more. And then you also want to add hashtags. Hashtag is actually another way of people discovering you. So make sure to also utilize like strong hashtags, some call to action, captions, and things like that. And then sometimes what a lot of brands do, they also do user generated content. What that means is that they partner with influencers, so that influencer can talk about them and share the business information, so that more people can actually get to know the brand. So if you have the budget, you would utilize like user generated content. This usually really great for artists. Like if you're an artist, you would post a video and then you would do a challenge, so that your fans can actually use your sound and start creating their own dance videos and things like that. That's considered part of that user generated content. Next slide, please. So now let's talk about YouTube. YouTube, it's great for tutorials, it's great for how-to and testimonials. So if you have a lot of those kind of content, I would heavily recommend you to utilize the YouTube long form strategy. And then it also helps you with like, you need to consider is adding like the SEO titles. Think of YouTube like a search engine, right? The same way you would go to Google and search for like lawyer's office near me, or a restaurant who's selling mulacombo near me, things like that, right? So you also want to take this into consideration when you're using YouTube. What would you search to, like, people come to YouTube, they will put a keyword in the title, or they put a keyword in the search bar to find video that they like. Maybe they want to say the viral South Sudanese song of the year. They will type that as a title, and then the video will appear. So when you're uploading videos on YouTube, think of like the headlines that is going to be resonating to the target audience you're going after, and the tags and the templates. The cover page of the YouTube also going to be resonating, going to be very important. Always make sure you're putting a template that explain what that video is going to be about, and then repurpose some of your videos from, let's say if you have a Reels on TikTok or Reels on Instagram, you can copy that, put it on YouTube as a Shorts. That also, you're getting rewarded for that. Now, a lot of people that are using Shorts, they're getting more engagement and more views because YouTube is trying to push that product out, the what's it called, the shorts reels on YouTube. So if you're using that, you will notice a lot of content creators are now opting into that. Before, YouTube had the shorts was only 1 minute, but right now they have increased it to 3 minutes. So now you have a long form reels that you can capture from other social to put it on your YouTube, and you will still grow. You don't necessarily have to create a new video, just repurpose what you have. Okay. Any questions so far? Are we good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We good? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. So now let's talk about LinkedIn strategy in the next slides. So LinkedIn, it's also about building your digital boardroom. So imagine you have a corporate office and you have a boardroom, right? We're very professional. A lot of people coming in there, they're talking about big numbers, businesses and things like that. Think of LinkedIn like your digital boardroom, okay? You would use it to share insights, achievements, and real business lessons, right? That's what people on LinkedIn actually focus more on, a lot of B2B stuff. And people buy from people, so make sure that a lot of your content is humanized and is personalized to the people that you're targeting, and engage with the comment and the messaging that you're posting. With LinkedIn, try to focus on building your professional voice. Like, what does your professional voice look like? That's what you would use that medium for, okay? You would post insight, tips, article, engagements, And another thing that we do as a business owners, I personally use a business consultant, like weekly share. Like I would do like a success lessons, like industry insights, trends in the digital world, and things like that. Those are the type of content that I post on LinkedIn. I would not post anything that I wanted to just put on social media. When you look at my LinkedIn page versus look at my TikTok pages, they're totally completely different, because the audience and the people that I'm speaking to are totally completely different. So that's, always keep that in mind when you're utilizing LinkedIn. And sometimes you might not even need LinkedIn if it doesn't resonate with what you actually do, right? And then for Facebook, in the next slide, you can use also Facebook groups. So if you know that there's a lot of Facebook group that is resonating to the service and stuff that you do, I would make sure I join those Facebook groups, so that way, in case I post anything on my page, I will share some of this content and post into that groups, so that people from that group can see my posts and actually end up coming and liking my YouTube pages and interact with my content. That's how I would use it if I don't have a means of paying for the ads. The second thing is, if you have the budget, then you would do Facebook ads, and it's a low cost targeting by local and interest and things like that. And then the WhatsApp for business is actually really, really good. You can connect, as I said earlier, connect your phone number to your WhatsApp for business, and also connect it to Facebook page, and then use some of the product catalog and also quick replies and broadcasting lists to help you also boost that without having to pay for the ads as well. And then you can also sometimes do the WhatsApp ads as just like a leverage to increase that momentum as well. Your social media accounts there for easy follow-ups. Yes, for sure. I can definitely share that with you. So it's mainly Avise Digital. That's our social media thing. Or you can do my personal one is Nisi Lexi. But I'll definitely add it to the comment in a second. The building engagements and techniques that drive sales and awareness, which is basically the next slides. Now, how do we do that? How do we build engagement and technique that drives sales and awareness? If you go to the next slide, we do that by, if you go to the next slide, we normally do that by key points is basically engagement, a big part of it is through engagement, right? Showing a story, doing storytelling, show a process and results, asking questions. Sometimes you might need to directly actually ask your followers, what do they need? What do they want to see more? What type of content do they like? Or if you have a product, you can do you like A or B? There's a lot of these things happening. You can be like, product like shoes A, shoes B, which one do you guys like? And your audience and followers will actually respond to you. And that's where you actually know what product they like, so you can push more of those out. And if you have a specific content you're constantly posting, you can look at your analytic, and your analytic will tell you, if you have the analytic will tell you the numbers of people engaged with it, the numbers of reach and things like that. So when you know there's a particular topic that resonates with your followers, maybe you need to also do a series on that topic. That's how you increase your engagement. That's how you would take your engagement to converts, and then respond to DMs and comment properly. Those are other things you can also do. For me right now in our social media, we have a lot of automated response just because the volumes of the DMs we're getting, we cannot respond to every single person. So we have opt into a lot of automations, so that way we're telling them, hey, we have seen you. We saw that you messaged us in a DM. Our team are gonna respond to you, and here's some things that you can look into it in the meantime. Some of these automated response usually have like a link to our website. Sometimes it's have a link to our YouTube videos and things like that, so that way they know at least we're engaging with them. And then once we have a time, our team member will actually go and do a follow-up to ask them more. So that's are some things that we do to help stick with the communications and engagements. In the next slide, you also want to focus on the EIES. So what that means is educate, inspire, and entertain, then sell. You don't post, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. That's not the first thing you would do. The first thing you want to do is you want to post a content that will educate your customer about who you are, what you do, and how you do it. Then you're going to post a second post on what's going to inspire them to actually continuously on coming to you. Like maybe some of these inspirational posts, it can be about your story. How did you guys start the company? How did you guys come about creating that product? What inspired you to make that product? What inspired you to open the business? What inspired you to do this particular service? What inspired you to target this specific audience? Share that. Then entertain. Maybe do a little bit of behind the scene little videos and things like that. You could do also polls. You could do like a little easy trendy games with them. That's how to do. Once you have established these 3 points, then you can then go to selling them the products. Because at this particular point, they know you, they engage with you. Now they can actually buy from you, okay? Then you would use testimonials, case studies, adding clear call to actions. Mix personal and professional in the post is actually sometimes ideal, because then people will feel like they know the brand, they know the CEO, they know the voice that you're getting them. It makes them feel like they're part of the family, and they're more likely to feel like, okay, I can buy from this person, right? And that's what you need to do when it comes to your social media. The next slide is essentially just building community and engagement, or engagements and community. As I said, always ask questions, go live. Sometimes you might need to also go live, and sometimes you don't, depending on how you want to do it. But I highly, highly encourage you, if you're able to, if you have, let's say, a new product release, always go live and talk about the product. What's the product going to be about? And how excited are you about launching that product? And what does the product means when it comes out to the people? And if you do like a pre-sales before product launch, you can also talk about that on that live, right? And these are some things that you could do, and then respond to the comments, DMs. Those are all like stuff like that. And also try to reward your loyal customers. When you see that you have a loyal fans that have been with you from day one, always give them a shout out, write a post about them, show appreciation. Because the more people seeing that, oh my God, you actually rewards the people, you keep in touch with your loyal followers, they also want to feel important too. So they're more likely to also want to engage with you, so that way they can also feel that importance, you know? So do that. For us, we constantly every year we do a shout out. Sometimes we even showcase or share our t-shirts with our top followers. We give them some of our products as a giveaway to appreciate them for all the engagement, all the support that they have been doing. That's how we also kind of keep our community engagements. Utilizing analytics to measure and scale your business. So now that you have done all of this hard work behind the scene, how can you measure it? How can you track that? So in the next slide, we're going to talk about using analytics to measure and scale your business. The one after that. Yeah. So when we use analytic in the next slide, using is analytic tells you this your success a story in numbers, right? You look at what's working and you look at what you need to double down. And we don't do guesswork when it comes to social media. We use data, and data, it helps you to make your decision to grow, right? Growth decision. So key point is we track things like reach. How many people have we reached? Did we reach 1 million followers? Did we reach 1,000 people? Did we reach like 100? What does that look like? This particular post that we might have done, we get a lot of clicks, we get a lot of comments, we get a lot of engagements, versus some posts we put it and it's like cricket, like nobody's seen it. There's not even a single like, and we're like, okay, what's wrong with that post? Then we might be like, okay, maybe it's the picture, maybe it's the headlines, maybe we're being too salesy. So how can we avoid that? So that's why it's really important for you to start tracking your analytic, you know, and because that will also help you to identify what you need to continuously to do and not do. And then top performing posts, you know, those are always things we look at. Even with advertising, when we put Facebook ads or Instagram ad or Google ads, we always look into the KPIs, like how many of these posts actually performing well and not performing well. Any of the posts that is not performing well, we post that campaign. We only optimize campaigns that are performing well, right? And that's also a part of what we have actually covered in the last lesson, is that traditional market, we cannot do that. We cannot control the measure our success of campaign. But with digital marketing, we're able to do that, you know, because of the KPIs, because of the data analytics. And then we could also adjust content strategy based on data. And we can use tools like, there's tools that you can use on Facebook. Like, for example, we have Meta Insights. In TikTok, we have TikTok Analytics. And then on Google Analytics is another things that you can also use for your websites and backend stuff. And Hootsuite is also a great tool that you can use to use it to track all these KPIs. In summary, track what works and reach an engagements, and anything that doesn't work, pause it and we move on to the next things. Okay. Any question here so far, guys, about analytic? Awesome. Cool. If you can, I think the slides. Shink, are you able to pull up the slides? Shink, are you there? Yeah, so another thing I just wanted to mention is, while she's pulling the slide, is we can also do like a global reach and local reach, right? So how does that look like? When it comes to the global reach, Are you able to share the slides? Yeah, so global reach is, think of global reach like having a bilingual captions, having like hashtags target like in multiple languages and audiences. That's how you would do like a global reach. And then for local reach, you can focus more on community-based content. You can focus on local engagement and influence, maybe collaborate with like local influencers that's within your area. And a key example of that is like, for example, Kenyan designers who wants to ship international global, they can use things like Instagram and PayPal to integrate that. So that way, the product that they're selling, they're able to also get international payment through PayPal. So they would use that as a part of like the global and international reach, right? Shinka, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, are you able to share the slide, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
I was about to do it earlier, but it was already up there. Okay.
No
One
problem.
sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
The
Yeah,
share
so in
problem.
the meantime, if you guys want to ask questions, feel free to open your mic, and then I will answer any questions while Shinke is pulling up the slides. Any questions? I think we're in slide 27. Thank you. Awesome. No, go back a little. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. So yeah, growing locally and internationally. So that's what I was discussing. Local growth is always focusing on community-based content. Go back a little. One more.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why is it? Sorry. I don't know why it's going forward.
No
Okay,
worries.
there.
It's all good. I think
Sheesh.
you click too fast. Yeah, so yeah, local influencer and collaborations is what you need. And then international growth is basically you can have content like both Arabic, Swahili, or you could do it in English. You could do it even in like, in your local language. That's how you would do like local international kind of component. You could do it in French, do it Arabic, because there's a lot of Arabic speaking countries that's like outside of like the East African region. So you're more likely able to target them. And if you do Swahili, then you can reach like a wider range of like the East African region. And then if you do English, then you can target global audience because almost everywhere in the world, they know how to speak English. And then as I mentioned to you guys, like an case example that we use, it's a Kenyan designer shipping their product globally because they have like a wristband. They sell like those suk beats, and they sell it to audiences in UK, Canada, and United States. So what they would do is they will have an Instagram account showcasing some of the waist beads and the necklaces, and then they integrate PayPal to their account so that people can actually buy the product from their website and social media while paying through PayPal, because PayPal has like an international payment system that people in the North America can utilize to purchase product that is outside of their region or the country. The other thing is in the next slide, Shinke, we're gonna talk about optimizing growth in a strategy. So how does that look like, right? So a very big chunk of that is optimizing cross promotion and cross platform. So if you go to the next slide, what we do essentially is that we repurpose a winning content to save time and maintain brand consistency. So if you notice in a lot of our pages, we have consistency in our posting, colors, and things like that. Whatever we post on LinkedIn, we also repurpose it on TikTok, we repurpose it on Instagram, we repurpose it on YouTube to keep that brand consistency and maintain the brand identity. And even if you guys look at the PowerPoint slide, there's a lot of greens, a lot of golden color, there's a lot of white because that is part of our brand coloring. We want to maintain that. And if you actually attend the class from masterclass 1 to masterclass 2, you also notice that these slides are kind of staying more consistent in designing, because that's also part of them, us maintaining our brand identity, right? So small tweaks in content or targeting can also lead to big investment. So sometimes if you notice that there's an ad or there's a post that is not working, you could do slight tweaks. And some of these tweaks could also be like changing the picture, changing the headline, caption descriptions, or even just changing the messaging around, or even the target audience. Maybe you guys are reaching wrong target audience and changing the audience. That would also help you improve on your posting and your content and the business growth. So the key component that the walk away information I want you guys to take here is cross promoting across platform is important. Using SEO keywords, because you also want to optimize based on keywords on your bios, and always make sure you run A/B testing, meaning you can have literally one picture, just different headlines, or you can have two different pictures, the same headline, the same title, the same hashtag, just changing the picture, and then see how that would resonate with people, and then repurposing to multiple platform is always a key ingredients we do here. It saves you a lot of times, saves you a lot of headache. Okay, in the next slides, now let's discuss about analytic and optimizations, right? It's always great when we talk about analytic optimizations as reach and awareness. You want to make sure that the engagement rate and relevancy is a key. And then also you can use like the tools, as I mentioned earlier, like your what's it called? TikTok analytic, Google Ads analytic, Meta Insights, LinkedIn dashboards. All of these are basically key ingredients to help you manage your analytic and optimizing accordingly. And then some common mistake you want to avoid. Obviously, these are all great things to do, but what can you also avoid when it comes to your social media strategy? If you go to the next slide, Shinke, is posting without a strategy. I don't recommend you guys to ever post anything without any strategy. That's a no-no, And then ignoring analytic. Try not to ignore it, because your analytic will show you what you need. And then inconsistent branding. Like, for example, one day you're posting, all your posts is like in a pink color, green. The next day it's like you change the color to blue and white. And then the next month it comes in, and then you now go back to like solid black and brown. If you start doing that, then people are just going to be like, what's going on here? It doesn't resonate with the original brand identity. So that's why you always want to maintain that brand consistency, so that people can actually start remembering your posts, remember your content, is stuff like that. Copying competitors without audience insight is not a good thing. Just because one particular thing is working well for your competitor does not mean it's going to work well for you. So try to also avoid copying other people. Try to make something very unique, because people can see it. When you're copying others, people can notice the infringement. They can notice the plagiarism and things like that. So trying to be very unique and authentic, and a part of it being how can you spin it to make it your own without looking like a copycat, right? So that's the one thing you want to do. So a key example, let's say if you're a salon copying another salon that is doing a specific trend, they're going to lose that voice, because some of these products might not be the same. So do not do that. Okay, avoid that. To wrap up, it's social media is a long-term relationship. Think of you entering a relationship with a person for a lifetime. So make it worth it and make it authentic, right? It's not just about marketing, but it's about building a consistent relationship and focusing on value, focusing on a story and engagement, and also trying to analyze and optimize and evolve over time. Your brand is a living story, so keep nurturing it, keep on growing it, keep on optimizing it, and keep on improving on it. That's the only message I can give you guys when it comes to social media. And to conclude, before we do our Kahoot test, be consistent and be authentic and build a relationship, not just reach. Also use insight to grow smarter. Your followers are one story away from becoming your loyal client. So make sure you're optimizing the opportunity that they're engaging with you very well, okay? if you go to the other slide, Shinke, no, the one after that. After that, sorry. The word, yeah. So if you really wanted to optimize and grow your social media channel, start using these tools. Canva is a free designing tool that you can use to create graphics, to create a lot of things, especially if you don't have any Photoshop skill, try to use Canva, okay? And then you can also have CapCut and InShot for video editing. Use that to help you with creating a lot of your short videos and things like that. Adobe Express and Photoshop, these are usually for professionals and have a lot of paid version of it. So I would recommend that only if you want to use it. And then let's say if you have pictures that you want to remove the background, always go to remove that BG. You can use it to remove any photo backgrounds and then kind of like, design it and do stuff like that. And for scripts and things like that, you can use video AI to edit captions and things like that. Those are also great. Another resources for you to utilize is Pixel and Splash. They have very high quality images that are free for you to use without having any copyrights. So you can utilize that. And then you have Pixpay, Artlist, Mixkit. They also have like free and affordable stock images and videos that you can also use. Because one thing you don't want to do in YouTube is using using music that have a copyright, because you actually can get your account banned and strike. So try to go after music that are copyright free, so you can use the Mixkit as a tool to leverage that. Or sometimes even within YouTube itself, you can go to the YouTube audio studio. They have a lot of free music that you can use without having your account to get banned. Okay. And then Canva template library. These are pre-made template design. Very, very great for you guys to use. I have another course in December where I actually teach you guys about the designing, like how to create effective marketing design from scratch. And we're gonna do like a live demo. And in that class, I want everybody to have their Canva account ready, so that way we can actually do a walkthrough on how to utilize these ones. So we can do a lot of like live demo class as opposed to like me just talking. We're actually gonna be doing a lot of more in-person, what's it called? High level touching and actually getting our feet wet and things like that. So that class is going to be a very different style and very exciting. I'm hoping to launch that one soon. Yeah. And then lastly, for the other slides, future and beyond. This is something I also talked about it in our last class. AI is driven for personalization, voice search optimizations. There's a lot of trend that is happening is AI. Try to be mindful of using those like AI powered and to automate a lot of your social media, a lot of your marketing component of it. Because with voice search, for example, we're shifting from just using SEO optimization. We're now using like AR, VR, and how customers interact with you for your brands, and the privacies and things like that is changing. So these are some things that you also want to learn about it and just keep in mind when it comes to optimizing your social media. Now, any questions, guys, before we go to our fun part, which is the Kahoot? Any questions? Shinka, if you can stop sharing, that would be really amazing. And now I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so now let's go.
I got a question.
Yes,
quick
go
one.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a very wonderful presentation, and we're learning a lot myself. I just want to ask, can for some of these applications and softwares that you have shared just in the second last slide, how many of those would need a computer, and which ones would be okay using just a phone?
That's actually a very, very, very good question. So Canva, they have both the mobile version as well as the web version. So you could do some of the design on the go, like on your mobile, and then you could also do it on computer. And it's very easy if you have it on your mobile or your tablet. And then for the in Splash, which is basically the tool where you get a lot of the stock images and stuff like that, is both available on the mobile as well as on the computer. And then for the InShots and CapCut, this is also an app. You can just go to either like Google Play, or you can go to Apple Store and download it. So a lot of them, they have an app that you can utilize. And I think the only thing that is on the computer, it would be the remove background, the removing background images. You would have to do that one on the desktop. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah, so right now I'm going to share my screen, and I want you guys to all go to the Kahoot website so that we can do the little mini quiz. Yeah, there's a hands up. Yeah, go ahead, Malone.
There was one question. Are you going to share the slides?
It will be shared afterward as an email in the email chat. But yeah, so, and then also the video, this recording will be shared with you guys afterward as well. Yeah, if you guys can all go to kahoot.it and type in the pin 6440968, and then we can start our mini quiz, and then let's see who's gonna be the winner for today's class. I'll give you guys some few minutes
Kahoot.
to log in.
Kahoot.what?
Sorry?
Kahoot dot.
It's kahoot.it, sorry, kahoot.it. Welcome, Makur. Or you can even scan the barcode. If you have another phone, you can just scan the barcode and join. Welcome, SK. Welcome along. Welcome, Isaac. Let's go, guys. One few more people to join so we can start the game. Diplomatic Hawk 37. Wow, nice team. Welcome, Neon. I'm gonna give you guys 2 more minutes so that we can start. Now let's wait for the rest of the team to join. Come on, guys, there's 18 of us, so let's get to at least 10 or 12, and then we start it. It's gonna be only 10 questions, so let's see. And then the game is that the faster you answer, the more points you get, okay? Okay, let's start. As the other ones are joining, let's get started. Question number...
I'm missing a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm missing a bit. Where? Okay.
You got it, Kahoot.it.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah. But I get on the website, or I just answer from the Zoom?
You answer it on the website. Click on the... Okay. So question number 1. Digital marketing is only for large business with big budget. Hold on. Is that the right thing? Hold on, guys.
The time was up. You did.
The timing was off. Okay.
Question 2.
Okay. Organic marketing refers to strategies like SEO, content, social media posts, but that do not require direct ad spend.
Oh God.
So, is it true or false? The correct answer is true, right? Organic marketing refers to like SEO content. So these are things that you don't pay for because it's all organic. You only pay for paid ad and paid social. Okay, guys?
Hold on, Nisi. So I'm just
Uh,
seeing a couple of things. So Makur is saying I'm not seeing questions here. So the questions would be on the Zoom screen, and then the answers would be on your phone.
Okay, let me stop sharing and rest we do this then. You guys not seeing it?
No, they weren't seeing it apparently, and Emmanuel said it wasn't connected.
Oh, okay. Let me refresh. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So make sure that everybody have a fair chance to enter. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. I'm gonna share the screen. So if
The game pin again, please.
yeah, I'm gonna share it with you guys. So the game pin, go to kahoot.ca
No,
or
Kahoot.it.
sorry, kahoot.it, or you can screenshot, if you have a mobile,
Scan the
you can
QR code.
scan the QR code, or you can put the game code is 3273389. Awesome. I'll give you guys a few more minutes to join. And the questions is gonna be on the Zoom screen, and the answers you guys could do it on the other side. I'm gonna give you guys a few more minutes. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Is Kahoot dot?
.it, I and T. And the code is 3273389. Welcome along. Anyone having trouble? Okay, we will start in 30 seconds. All right. Let's go, guys. So I'm going to start question number 1. Welcome to Social Media Matters for Business. Question number 1. Why is social media important for businesses? A, only for personal use, it's free, build brand visibility and awareness, or just for posting selfies? Wow, you guys all got it right. Amazing, amazing. That is correct. But now the system gives you guys how fast somebody actually answers the question, okay? The speed matters in this game. Next question. Which platform is best for B2B marketing? Is it TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, or LinkedIn?
Yeah. Shit.
Getting tougher, eh? Wow, you guys got it. It is LinkedIn, okay? LinkedIn is the only business-to-business platform that you could use for marketing. Now let's see. Ooh, Shinke. you're coming down. Marker is up. Now let's go. Next question. What is the main goal of turning followers into customers? Is it to increase likes only, build loyalty and trust, post more often, or copy competitors? What is the main goal of turning your followers into customers? Wow, it is to build loyalty and trust. And for those who say post more often, we want to turn your followers to become a client so that they can pay you. So it's for building loyalty and trust, okay? Now let's see. Mokur, you're on fire. 3 strike. Amazing. Now, which of the following tools help you schedule posts across multiple platforms? Is it Canva, Buffer, Photoshop, or Removes BG? That was the last slide we talked about. Woo! It's Buffer, guys. Canva is only used to design pictures, for graphic designing, for slideshows, for this stuff, right? But you use Buffer to schedule it. However, Canva does not have an AI that will automate and schedule things, but Buffer is the only platform that is used only for scheduling posts, okay? Now let's see. Woo. Makuyo on fire. 4 strike. Next question. TikTok content should primarily be shorts, authentic, and fun. Only product images, copy Instagram captions, or very long tutorial. What do TikTok content should be? Wow, guys, you guys are all listening. Good job. Short, authentic, and fun. Shinka, you're on fire, girl. Makur is leading. Now, metrics shows how engaged your audience is. Is it reach, engagement rate, likes, or follow count? Which of these metrics show how engaged your audience is? Woo! It is engagement rate. We're talking about engage your audience, right? So the keyword, the hint was in the engage. So engagement rate is how you measure it, not the reach. Reach is just like how many people you reach, but sometimes you reach people, but they might not like your post. So you want to measure how much of them interact with that post. Makur is back with his fire. He took the fire from Shinke. Which tool helps you monitor what people are saying about your brand? Is a brand 24? So Meta Ads Manager is only for you to use it to do ads where you can push advertising. Google Analytics is used to measure KPIs, the numbers, how many people you reach, how many people does. Canva, it's used for design. Brand 24, it is the only tool you use it to monitor what people are talking about, what people are measuring, what people are doing. It's more for monitoring your brand and what people are saying, okay? So that's what you use that for. Amazing. For local business growth, you should A, Google My Business and local hashtag, B, LinkedIn only, or international campaign, or TikTok's ads only. What do you use for local business? There's a hint in local business. Well done. So local business, use Google My Business and local hashtags. You're focusing on local people, okay? So that's what you would be using. always consider local hashtag. If you're gonna target people in Juba, you would say hashtag Juba. If you're targeting people in Kampala, hashtag Uganda, hashtag, you know, that area. Not hashtag Canada, and you want to go global, but you're doing things locally. Sorry? All right, Makur is still on fire. 8 strike, well done. Quiz, what is the main benefit of using analytic in social media marketing? Is it to make posts randomly, buying followers, measuring performance and optimizations, or guessing your audience performance? Well done. It's measuring performance and optimizing a strategy. That's what we use it for, okay? We don't use guessing your audience performance. We're not guessing, we're measuring it. Well done, guys. Okay, next question. What is the best way to create loyal customers on social media? Is it build trust, engagements, and deliver value? Is it copying competitors' content? Is it ignoring comments and DM or posting daily without interaction? It is build trust, engagement, and deliver value. That is the best way to build loyal customer, making them trust you, engage with them, and deliver value to them. That's how you build that loyal customers, okay? Now, let's see our winner, the 3rd point, Isaac, well done. 2nd place, SK, well done. 4th place, Makul. Congratulations, guys. Well done. And also Malong and MG, thank you so much for joining. And we also have very, very amazing time. Guys, thank you so much. Makul, make sure you claim your rewards. You would have a 30-minute call with us and to talk about your business and how we can connect. And Taban, you can reach us at info@avesedigital.com. I'm just gonna write it down here. And also I'm gonna be sending email with the video after class. This is the information you can reach us. You can also find us on Facebook at avesedigital.com, Avise Digital, or Facebook, Instagram, everything is Avise Digital. And our email is info@Avise Digital. Thank you so much once again on behalf of Avise Digital as well as the Excellency Foundation for South Sudan. We appreciate you guys for joining us today. And we'll see you guys in our next week masterclass where we're going to be discussing more topic, and always look out for the email